What's going on, Ravens fans? Welcome into the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. My name is Joey Petersen, and it is day 4 of NFL free agency. So, of course, Gage and myself, we got to go live just in case the Ravens make a move. We'll hang out, chop it up for a little bit. We'll get to some draft talk before we get out of here after about an hour or an hour and a half. But I'm so happy to be with each and every single one of you guys on this Thursday afternoon. And speaking of things that I'm happy about, I sure am happy that Trey Hendrickson and the Baltimore Ravens made it official. They put pen to paper. He signed his physical. No backing at now. Trey Hendrickson, you, my friend, are a Baltimore Raven. He'll continue to be wearing his number 91. I think this is a great deal for Baltimore. He gets to play his former team 2 times a year, the team that would not saddle up and pay him the money that he so desperately deserved. You get to keep your 2 first-round picks. You get him at a great price, man. This was a win for Baltimore over the weekend. And it might not have come at the most perfect ways, might not have been the most ethical way of going about things, but this isn't a kindergarten classroom like we talked about just the other day. This is the National Football League. This is real life. And Trey Hendrickson, it is real life. He is a Baltimore Raven. We got 93 people down below in the comment section. I want you guys to do one thing for me. Actually, Gage, do we have an older weigh-in, like a spam one? Go find that. What's up, Michelle? I see Thomas. I see Jacko. I see Jeremy. I got Fierce, Jonathan, Aaron, Miles, IAG. We got a bunch of the real ones already hanging out down below. And if you are here, go ahead and give me a real one down below. It's time for the real one roll call. Give me a real one if you are a real one. That means you guys hang out with us every single time we're live. You like the videos, comment, subscribe. You are a loyal viewer. You are one of the real ones here at the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. If that perfectly describes you, get those real ones down below in the comment section and light it up. Thomas is a real one. Miles says we need AJ. Jonathan asking a great question. Arflock type of real one. Jacko, Jeremy, Fishing with Chris, JJ, Jonathan, Brian, Aaron, Michelle, Christo. We got Fierce, Arflock, bang, 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 user, Javon. Wow, we got all the real ones. The only ones I would want to have are right here, right now. All of you guys hanging out with us. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not a real one. Well, Dominique, it does not worry, man, because you're here and we're happy that you are. I'm tired of the media, the pundits mad, trying to paint my Ravens. Miles is here. Lydia is here. Fierce, user, Miles, Nathan, Colin, Miles. Hey, Fierce made a great point. He said, real one here, hit the like button. Fierce, I could not agree more. I 100% think you have the right call right there by telling you guys hit that like button. We are 25 likes with 123 people watching. That number needs to go up, Gage. Don't you agree? Go ahead and make sure to hit that thumbs up button. We need to at least be to 60 likes. Okay?
I want to see 70 likes, Joey.
Let's get away and on the screen with it, Gage. How about that? Let's go. Aaron asks, how would you feel at signing Jauan Jennings on a 3-year deal? I wouldn't mind it. I like Jauan Jennings a lot, okay? I really do. It would depend on what the price point is, but, I mean, Jauan Jennings, that's my guy, man. Obviously, you guys know I'm a Tennessee alum, so I got to watch Jauan Jennings my freshman year absolutely ball out for the Vault. So I would love Jauan in Baltimore. I also think he'd bring them a fun, new type of wide receiver, tough, gritty. He's a dog. He doesn't go down. He picks fights with people. Like I think Jauan would be great here. Do you think we should get a run game record in the draft? Yeah, I wouldn't mind one. I don't think it's as important as it was prior to Nnamdi Maduike's injury status being a little bit better. But I do still think that that would be a priority for Baltimore. Exo says, yo, been a Ravens fan since I was 7, been 10 years. If the Ravens side Jennings, I better see some of the trick plays they were doing in San Fran. I'd love that. Fun fact, Gage Kilburn, did you know that Jauan Jennings was a 4-star quarterback coming out of high school?
I did know that,
That
actually.
he was a higher rated quarterback than the likes of Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, players of that ilk, I should say.
So what I'm hearing out of this, Joe, is you're saying that if Jawan Jennings played quarterback at Tennessee, he would have won the Heisman Trophy, not Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I did. Oh, I actually didn't see that, Colin. We'll throw up Colin's $5 super chat. Continue to hit that thumbs up button. Let me see what you're talking about from ESPN. Ooh, I did see that. Matt Bowen said, let's find it. Let's see. Where did Matt Bowen put him? Matt Bowen, free agents. But I appreciate you for the 5, Colin. I'm finding it right now. Okay, ranking best players still available. I'm not seeing anything. I unfortunately am not seeing what you're seeing. Let me try to find it on Twitter. Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens, Jawan Jennings. I'm not seeing anything, but I believe you, man. I believe you. Man, Trey is coming. Could we still somehow get Maxx or go for an AJ near? No, we can't get Maxx. That ship has sailed. AJ, I don't think that's that crazy of a take because AJ Brown wants to get out of Philly. You're not going to trade for AJ before the NFL draft, but I could see them trading from AJ. Oh, he said Ben Solak. Ben Solak, Jawan Jennings. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying my hardest, man. You really piqued my interest. Okay, wait. Did he say it on K Adams? Let me know. Ravens should trade up with the Chiefs and make sure we get Carnell Tate. I am not a huge Carnell Tate fan. There's a lot of wide receivers that I like more than I like Carnell Tate. I like Mekhi Lemon and Jordan Tyson more than Tate. Jonathan said, Joey, would you still trade for Kayvon Tibbs? I think if we trade a third or fourth, fifth pick, I don't see an edge rusher as good as him in those rounds. It makes sense to pair him with Trey. Yeah, I could see that being a possibility. 5th round pick for sure, 4th round pick for sure. We will see what happens. Hey, if you guys are excited to have this team's first rounder back, do me one big favor and hit that thumbs up button, ladies and gentlemen. John Dalton Rose says, hi, Joey. Listen as I drive back home. Thank you so much for listening, John Dalton. Appreciate you guys being here. If you guys see my attention diverge a little bit from the camera over here, it's only because my Tennessee Volunteers are playing some basketball right now in the SEC tournament, okay? Gage, get a little confirmation before you push that. Just ask James, hey, we good to go? It's not that Zay is bad, but in my opinion, he's a fantastic number 2, not a number 1. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Look, I love Zay, but I look at him more as a wide receiver 1B than wide receiver 1A. I think it's a good poll, actually. I'm going to end this poll, and I'm going to do that poll. What is Zay Flowers? Zay Flowers. Wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 1B. I think he's a wide receiver 1B. But that means if you're a wide receiver 1B, it means you're not a wide receiver 1. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Gage, what are you thinking about with Zay Flowers? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I think he's a real solid wide receiver 2, but wide receiver 1, he's not. I don't see him at a wide receiver.
I don't think so either. I just it's unfortunate because I love Zay Flowers, but I just don't see that. Okay, guys, we are getting word via Slack. Some exciting news coming from the bosses here at Chat Sports. We are, right now, starting a Jesse Minter flash sale. You can get these Minter is Coming t-shirts for just $5 off, but the sale is only lasting for the next 20 minutes, okay? We'll do you one thing. If you take advantage of this sale, all you got to do is click the link that Gage is putting right now in the chat, chatsports.com/Minter. For just $20, you could get one of these t-shirts. And if you do that, take advantage of the link down below. We'll give a shout out to every single sale we make over the next 20 minutes. But you got to act fast because it's only going on for 19-20 more, okay? $5 off. That is a, 20% off, 20% discount on our Minter is Coming t-shirts. We know it's getting a little bit, nicer weather up there in Baltimore for sure is getting nicer weather down here in Texas. So you can get yourself one today for just $20, and every single sale will get a shout out over the next 18 minutes. Oh, you got a sale counter created? There we go. Colin says he thinks it will be his best fit. Rico says slot receiver. Bring me to the show. I'll clear it up. We have 48% say wide receiver 2, 28% say wide receiver 1B, 24% say wide receiver 1. So let me just give you guys a secret. If you have 24% of people, less than a fourth of the people saying that he is a wide receiver 1, then he's not a wide receiver 1. The only way you know if somebody's a wide receiver 1, if they're saying he is a wide receiver 1, ladies and gentlemen. He is our wide receiver 1. That's not the question. The question is he a wide receiver 1. That's what the question is. Yeah, I think that's what we're looking for, okay?
Does he perform like a wide receiver 1 in those scenarios?
Yep. That is what we are looking for. Okay. Let's see. It still says, Gage, that it is. Okay. It does say 24 on the thing, but when you go to check it out, it'll be $5 off. Okay. It'll be $5 off on the purchase. So every single one that gets sold over the next 17 minutes, take advantage of that right now.
If I'm a Ravens fan, I would be clicking that button right now. I mean, $5 off for a sick shirt like that?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you?
The Jesse Minter era has started in Baltimore. He said he thinks it's his best fit. Okay. I will go ahead and try to find that. Look, Surf City, I'm not saying he's not our wide receiver 1. Zay Flowers is the Baltimore Ravens wide receiver 1, but that's not my question. My question is he, in football terms, looking at the National Football League as a whole, is he a wide receiver 1? And I don't think he is. Okay? I think he's a wide receiver 1B. Think of guys who are undoubted. Oh! We got our first sale of the day. Gage, can you make it L3 for our main man? Let's make it L3. Okay? This one, our first sale. Everybody spam his name down below. It's our main man, Hector G. Coming in with the first purchase of our Minter is Coming flash sale. Shout out to Hector G. Get those Hectors down below in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. And if you are Hector, go ahead and let me know. Okay? Let me know who you are, Hector. Appreciate you guys for taking advantage. Reminder, like we've been telling you, 15 minutes left on the Jesse Minter is Coming t-shirt flash sale. 20% off, which means $5 off at chatsports.com/Minter. Gage is throwing that link down below in the comment section. Jeremy says, bring DeAndre Hopkins back. we need to use him more in the pass game. I agree. And I think if you have Declan Doyle, you're probably using DeAndre Hopkins more than he was used last year under Todd. Glaucoma says, yeah, after Zay, we are screwed. Joey, would you take Njoku or Goddard? I would take Njoku. Over Goddard. I think you need more of a pass-catching tight end. You've got enough run blocking, like elite run blocking tight ends with, Mark Andrews, and now you just signed Durham Smythe. But you don't have an elite pass catcher at that position, which is why I would, be interested in David Njoku. It's also why I would be interested in one Kenyon Sadiq. Okay, name it down below for me a Raven or a free agent you want the Ravens to sign. Ooh, I like Miles saying Debo or Jawan. I would like both of those guys. I think Debo in an offense run by Declan Doyle with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry would be a lot of fun. I mean, he caught for almost 600 or 700 yards. Debo did this last season, and half of the year his quarterback was Marcus Mariota. So, who would you prefer at X receiver, Jordan Tyson or Jacoby Lane? Jordan Tyson, and it's not even close. Is Ayuk good? I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Brandon Ayuk. Greetings from Budapest, says Raphael. Greetings, Raphael. Sounds like Lamar needs to take team-friendly deals then. Yes, but also he looks at himself as one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League, and so he doesn't want to take a team-friendly deal, which I can understand. Jawad Jennings, Waddle, or Bosa. Bosa's a free agent. Waddle is not, so Waddle would have to be a trade. Debo on the Ravens would be dangerous, and I would like it. DeAndre Hopkins. Jolly says, let's not draft a wide receiver, please. I think this team needs to draft a wide receiver. Now, I get it. They've got, Rashad Bateman, who could be used a little bit better. Devontae Walker could be used a little bit better. But I think, in the National Football League, the cream rises to the top. And if you are an elite wide receiver, you're an elite wide receiver no matter where you are. And right now, I don't know if that guy's showing face in Baltimore. Jordan Tyson, DeAndre Hopkins. Can we trade for Brian Thomas Jr.? I don't think I would really, really like a Brian Thomas Jr. trade. That scares me a little bit, the fact that he led the National Football Leagues in drops in 2025. That is, I don't love that, if I'm being 100% honest with you. Okay? And he would get a second rounder. So, no. Colin, when he say, Joey, Colin, you got to do it right now because the flash sale is only going on for 20 more minutes. That's right, ladies. 12 more minutes. Thank you, Gage. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If this is your first time watching the show, tuning in with us today, and you like the shirt that I'm rocking, you can get yourself one as well for 20% off because we've got a sale going on. T-shirt was $25. Now it's all the way down to 20. Chatsports.com/mentor. We already give a big shout out to Hector G. If you want to get one for yourself at this great deal and you want to shout out on the show, go ahead and get yourself a t-shirt. $5 off again. Flash sale only going on for 11 more minutes. Nathan says, thoughts on Hollywood? Pass. Hollywood can't catch either. Okay, I'm not interested in guys who can't catch the football if they're going to play wide receiver. Dre Greenlaw. Yeah, I would like that. I like Dre a lot, man. If he's healthy, he's one of the best linebackers in football, and because he's missed so much time the last 2 years, I think you could get him on a good deal. Baltimore doesn't have a good history drafting wide receivers. Now that you're not wrong. Tom Brady was never the highest paid QB. And if Lamar wants to take a team-friendly deal, then y'all need to stop asking for all these elite players. That is fair. That is a fair statement. Surfseed Ravens report says Cam Jordan. I'd pass on Cam Jordan. Hey, Joey, tomorrow's the introductory press conference for Trey. Stay tuned. Well, there we go. You think Trey's better for the Ravens than Maxx? So, let me tell you this. I think Trey, if you're just taking player for player, Maxx Crosby is a better football player than Trey Hendrickson. But if you are talking about Trey Hendrickson at $28 million a year and you keep your first rounder for the next 2 years, or Maxx Crosby with no first rounders, I'm taking the Trey Day any day of the week, okay? AJ Epinesa, edge. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. There's some edges I'd rather have over AJ, though. How about Diggs or Tyreek? I'm going to say no to Diggs. But for Tyreek, I am going to say maybe, but a little bit later, probably like after the draft. That's what I would say. We should bring in Zeitler and Njoku and then draft Limmer Tyson. Colin, I could not agree more, my friend. I'm still butthurt about Max, says Breadman. Yeah, I get it, man. I do. Hey, we have sold one T-shirt so far, and we are less than 10 minutes away from the flash sale being over $5 off. Our Minter is coming T-shirts. If you like Game of Thrones, it's got a nice little Game of Thrones look to it. Jesse Minter on the front. It's comfortable. I'm wearing mine right now. Feels great. I think it looks great. And you and I, could be rocking the same stuff. So chatsports.com/Minter. That link, again, is in the comments and description of today's video. Flash sale only going on for 9 more minutes. Don't have much longer to take advantage of this deal. Tennessee making some plays defensively. That's what I like to see. It's also what I'm not very surprised to see from Tennessee. Okay, come on, Nate. Do something, baby. There we go. Drive and miss. Is there good news, yo? Signing Henderson makes Bengals fans mad. Yeah, you're right. Juan said, Ravens will hold Trey's introductory press conference 10 a.m. Friday. Eric DeCosta, Jesse Minter will be in attendance. Sadiq will be there at 14, most likely. I am taking him. What about signing Keenan Allen? Jonathan, I would like to sign Keenan Allen. I think that'd be a good signing. Do you think there's tension between Lamar and EDC when it comes to contract extension? I don't know. It's really hard always to tell with Lamar and contract stuff just because he doesn't have an agent, right? Like, that is a very difficult negotiation process with a player who isn't represented by anybody. That just makes it 100% harder. Jennings Dunker in the second round. Yeah, I like Jennings a lot. The tackle from Iowa, but a lot of people think he'll play more guard in college. Do you think we should draft a center like Linderbaum or sign a veteran center? I think at this point, there's no veteran centers that are incredibly interesting to me. There's a couple of draftable centers that you'll be able to get in the second or third round that I think you should take a chance on. Trade Roquan for Fred Warner. You'd have to add a little bit more juice in there than just Roquan straight up, but I would do it. Ravens going BAP at 14. Best available player. Vega not available. Maybe Woods or Lemon. Even if Vega gets to 14, you're not going to be able to, he won't be the best available player. We just got word we have made 2 more signings, so I got to give some shout-outs here on the channel to my man, Nathan S., who is outing himself right now in the comments section. Nathan Sherman says, just bought a shirt, and the other name is Daniel D. Shout out to both of you guys. You got Hector, Daniel, Nathan, all taking advantage of this flash sale that we've got going on right now, getting themselves some Minter is Coming t-shirts, the ones that I'm rocking right now. You can get yourself one right now. Gage is putting the link in the comments down below. All you got to do is click on it, and you have 6 minutes to take advantage of this sale. $5 off. It's 20% if you do the quick math. Great discount. We know that it's getting a little bit warmer outside, so you're going to be needing to add some t-shirts to your closet. I know you probably have a lot of stuff of old era Ravens. If you want some new era Ravens, we got you covered right here on the channel. This is the look of the t-shirt. Nice and up close. Shout out Gage for putting that up there. Chatsports.com/Minter. And shout out to Nathan, Hector, and of course, Daniel, my friend. Vols are down 5. I don't like that one bit. Oh, we got another one. There we go, baby. Shout out to Diane C. Boom, 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 boom. 4th total. Diane with the last one. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Not a good fit for Keaton, but he will hit a home run here and there. I love Keaton, man. I'm upset, definitely bummed about him moving on to Los Angeles. And do you blame him? No. I don't blame him whatsoever because he just wasn't being utilized like he should have here in Baltimore. Like, frankly, it felt a little bit like they did not see the talent that we all saw in him. So that's kind of my thoughts. I really, really loved the juice that he brought every single time he was in the game, but they didn't feel that same way, unfortunately. But that's okay. Hey, make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up button as well. We are 15 likes away from 100 total likes on today's show. So make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up button. We really would appreciate you guys. If you're excited to have the first rounder back, that is a great question. Make sure to like that video. I am going to do a mock draft today. Yes, I am. Michelle asks Bosa. I would not mind Joey Bosa whatsoever. I would not mind that at all. I don't think it would be one of those things that that is game changing, but I do think he'd be a nice little depth piece. That's for sure. Yes, mock draft is coming up in just a little bit. Well, I'll tee it up. Yeah, I'll tee it up. Hey, speaking of things that are coming up in just a little bit, the end to our Mentor Flash sale is almost here. We have 3.5 minutes left until this flash sale is over of $5 off our Mentor is Coming t-shirts at chatsports.com/mentor. After that timer is over, the deal will be done, okay? So you got to get yourself one. We already have 4 people who have gotten them today: Diane, Nathan, Daniel, and Hector. So shout out to each and every one of those guys. If you're excited about the new era of Baltimore Ravens football and you want to get some merch for it and support us here at the show, chatsports.com/mentor. Jesse Minter will be the best head coach in Ravens history. I mean, that'd be a pretty hard thing to accomplish, but I'm excited about him, that's for sure. Would you still take Bane if he slides? Yes, I would. Jonathan says, Joey, do you see a scenario where Arvell Reese falls down? No, not all the way down to 14. Shout out Mitchell R. With another purchase. Wow. Those Raiders fans, Gage, they're salty.
Not just them, but the NFL in general is salty.
Yes, so salty.
They just hate us because they ain't us, Joey. That's all I got to say about this.
Bro, they're just mad because they're out there, they're still playing checkers. We're over here, we're playing 4D chess, baby.
Yeah, and they're just jealous because they're not at our level.
Okay, so what? Who cares? Trey didn't go through. That's just the way of the world. You just work the system, and it benefit you greatly. If any other team would have done that, guess what? They would be excited about it. Can I sit here and say, yeah, I feel bad for Maxx Crosby? Yeah, I do. Guess who I don't feel bad? The Las Vegas Raiders. They're a freaking NFL franchise. What am I doing feeling bad for them?
Look at what they've been doing.
Literally shut the hell up. Go cry me a river. Go lose 4 or 5 games this year or win 4 or 5 games this year. Why do I have to feel bad for an NFL franchise? I don't. I can feel bad for Crosby, but if you're bitching about, you should feel bad for the Raiders, screw the Raiders, bro. Who cares?
Well, I got a question. We did absolutely nothing illegal in what we just did.
Seriously.
That's all legal. So why are people bitching and moaning about it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, we've only got 1 more minute remaining in the Mentor Flash sale. Chatsports.com to get /mentor to get your Mentor is Coming t-shirts at $5 off. They were $25. Now they're all the way down to $20. That is 20% off, ladies and gentlemen. As long as you click the link, by the time this gets down here, you got 4 minutes to check out, and then the sale is done. It's over. We won't have another sale for quite a while, probably not even maybe till the draft, okay? So chatsports.com/mentor. Gage made it easy for you, and he went ahead and he put the link down below. Colin with a buy. Shout out Colin. Colin and Zelmo says just bought it. We got 15 seconds to go to that link to get yourself a t-shirt, baby. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chatsports.com/mentor. I think the sale might be going on for a couple more minutes, just so that way you guys can get checked out. But got to click that link on the comment section and description to go ahead and find out. D. Alexander says, that shirt is fire. Well, my friend, chatsports.com/mentor, you can get yourself one today. Okay? Raiders literally cheat, by the way. It's hilarious that they're getting mad when Tom Brady does extremely shady things as partial owner. Yeah, I could not agree more, man. Nathan says, would you mind a Clowney reunion? No. Uh-oh, is David Njoku gone? No, please no. David Njoku. We'll look it on Twitter. Let's see. No. Nothing on David Njoku. Okay, that's good. I still want David Njoku, man. No, because they just signed Chikakonkwo. Yeah, they just signed Chikakonkwo. Shout out to you guys, man. You guys really love the merch. Hey, we still got it on sale, chatsports.com/mentor. Or we still got them on the site available. B More says that's who it was. My bad. We'll draft a tight end in the 4th round. Wouldn't be surprised if we drafted one in the 1st or 2nd. Like if Kenyon Sadiq is there at 14, or if Eli Stowers is there in the 2nd. That is definitely something that I think would be of interest of Baltimore. They need help with the tight end position, man. They really, really do. Keaton is NHWCA LA Chargers. What's NHWCA? Debo will help us, plus he can pick up if Zay goes down. I think Debo would be a great help. Do I think Debo's Debo of 2 years ago? No, I don't. Do I think Debo's Debo of 3 years ago? No, he's not. But I do think he's still a player that can come in here and be of value and be of help to this offense and be very, very interesting in the Declan Doyle type offense with Lamar Jackson. I think that's something that would be really, really, really exciting. So, yes, Miles, we are doing a mock draft in just a little bit. So, hang on tight. Sutton, says Michael. Is that Cortland Sutton, or is that a different Sutton that I do not know? Says Michael Quinn, 8060. Cortland Sutton, you'd have to trade for him. At this point, I don't think I'd trade for Cortland Sutton. The interesting thing is that you hired Kerry Colbert to be your new wide receivers coach, and he's been with Cortland Sutton in Denver for a very long time. Declan Doyle was with Cortland Sutton in Denver for a very, very long time. So that is something that could kind of actually make some sense. Miles says Cortland. 1 second, Gage. I'm going to slack you something. Keep in mind, we don't need all the superstars on defense. Mentor has way more to work with here than he did in LA, and that unit was nasty. I just think the presence of Jesse Minter, just naturally him being in the building, is going to, just automatically make this team's game step up. It's going to be night and day, I think. Like if you look at, going from Zach Orr to Jesse Minter, it's going from a defensive coordinator that deserved to be fired, and a defensive coordinator who is looked at as one of the best defensive minds in the National Football League. So it's definitely a stark contrast. Is Madubuike 100% back? We need him back. He's not 100% back, but he is most likely. It's not like a guaranteed thing, but the most recent videos of him of doing workouts, it's starting to look like he is, fully getting close to being ready to go, and a lot better than a lot of people, I think, suggested or thought he would be at this time. Okay. Hope Ravens win the AFC North and Super Bowl. That are our dreams. I mean, that'd be awesome. I think AFC North is kind of baseline this year. That is like one of those deals that it's like, okay, you're going up against Cincinnati, who has had back-to-back losing seasons. And even though they're overpaying for defenders, they're not going to have a good defense. You're going up against the Browns, who are the Browns, and you're going up against the Steelers, who are letting their offseason be determined by, a 43-year-old Aaron Rodgers. So it's like still one of those deals that's just like you should be able to win the AFC North. No ifs, ands, buts about it. You are the better team. You have a great coach. I think you have the best coach in the division now. You made the best hire. So that's kind of my thoughts. Joey, what's the plan for the Ravens at center? Do we go for someone in the draft or free agency? At this point, I think they go for somebody in the draft. Keep an eye on Connor Lew from Auburn or Hecht from Duke. Miles says, Joey, how long until Burrow gets hurt? I'm giving him till week 6 of this next season. Hey, the flash sale is over, but you still are able to take advantage and go to our website if you want to get yourself a Mentor is Coming t-shirt. Gage is going to put the link down below in the chat. Do you think Trayvon Diggs will be good with the Ravens? I'm not too interested in Trayvon Diggs. I think that Trayvon Diggs' time in the NFL has passed. Maybe for like a really good price, I'd try it out, but it's like, Jonathan Diaz says Josh Sweat. Yeah, the Josh Sweat thing is like kind of up and down today. Because I got a report earlier that was like, hey, Josh Sweat is going to be requesting a trade. And so far, it's like he's not. And there's been some other reports that are like, hey, this is not happening. Jamie says, what's up with Lamar contract? They were supposed to come to an agreement on extension. They didn't. And that's that. They restructured it to save $40 million in cap space this year. But I'm a little bit alarmed that they have not come to an agreement yet. It's hard because Lamar doesn't have an agent, but still. All right, Gage, just put those down in the chat. You can click on it yourself, chatsports.com/mentor. It'll take you to this website. You can get your Mentor is Coming t-shirts, $25. Okay, if you're excited about the future of Jesse Minter as the new head honcho for the Baltimore Ravens. The only team that can stop them from winning the AFC North is themselves. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it's been, I feel like, over the last couple of years. Gage, have we had any free agent signings happen in the last little bit?
Not since this morning.
Not since this morning?
We had one, remember this morning? I think it was Javon.
No, I'm saying in the NFL.
NFL?
Yeah, if you want to get up the tracker. See some of our more recent news. Rachaad White just went to the Commanders. I guess that is the, and it's funny because Steelers then signed Kenneth Gainwell. Project says, I believe the Ravens will go Sadiq round 1, defensive lineman round 2, offensive lineman round 3, receiver, punter lineman. That's not bad. That's not a bad draft right there. Go get Debo, bring back Clowney, get another guard, and prepare for the draft. I don't know if they're going to get another guard. I wouldn't mind. I mean, they did today. So it's like I don't think that is I don't think that's it. Rachaad White, biggest move today. Not gonna lie, yeah, probably the biggest one of day 4. There's still some good available free agents though. Rasheed Walker, left tackle, Juwan Jennings. The poll's a lot closer on Zay being a wide receiver 1. LOL. Some of you Ravens fans can act like we Jerry Rice, T.O. Moss here. LOL. Okay, so wide receiver 1 has officially taken over after 313 votes. But it is awfully close. Do we have better wide receivers than the Browns? Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Jonathan Allen went to Cincy. Yeah, Jonathan Allen he sucks at football now. 1,200 yards on a wide receiver that improves every year isn't something frowned upon. No, it's not at all. I'm appreciative of Zay, but I still think that when I think dominant wide receiver 1 in the National Football League, Zay Flowers doesn't come to mind. I think, and the fact that it's even an argument proves my point exactly. Like, the fact that it's even debatable shows me he is not a downright, undoubted wide receiver 1. Because when I throw you names like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, automatically you think best wide receiver, right? You think wide receiver 1. You think guy that could take over a game just by himself. I don't think you think that with Zay Flowers. Puka Nacua, bang, automatically you think of that guy. How do we feel about the Steelers wide receiver room? Are we nervous? I will say, I said this the other day, I do think the Steelers have actually had a very, very good free agency, as much as it pains me to say that. But I'm still not, anywhere. I'm not anywhere close to being scared of them. I think their defense is much worse than it was last year. I'm not a huge, I think that was a bad hiring with Mike McCarthy. And Aaron Rodgers is going to be their quarterback. So, may you give us some intel about the center we just signed, or will you make a video? I already did. Project Jammin'. Check it out from this morning. Check it out. Zay is a good wide receiver, but do not think OC him being wide receiver 1. Zay got more yards than most of those players you name. Yeah, but that's because this team doesn't really have many other good wide receivers. Can Nate Wiggins be a superstar? Yes. I think so. Tutu Atwell in Hollywood. Now we're just trying to assemble the Florida Ravens. And I don't know if I'm that incredibly, I'm not all over that happening. 2 firsts and Bateman for Justin Jefferson. I would do that. Fire our GM. We need an aggressive GM. I mean, we just traded 2 ones for Maxx Crosby and then backed out of that and then signed the best available free agent. So I don't know what you want. None of those wide receivers got any rushing touchdowns. Having rushing touchdowns does not make you a wide receiver 1. That makes you a running back. Zay played great in the last game of the season. Yeah, he did. You think JJ wants out of Minnesota? I think Minnesota wants out of JJ. If I'm being honest with you. Gage, let's keep moving those weigh-ins. Keep moving stuff around. We don't need a kicker. All you people calling yourself fans, you still bash Luke, just eliminates any chance of you being a real fan. He was a fantastic the whole year. It shouldn't be on him. Seahawks got Rodney Thomas, as in just now. I'm not seeing any Schefter tweets on it. Are there any more free agents you pray the Ravens sign? If so, who would you want? Wait, name 10 wide receivers better than Zay. Okay, I will. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Puka Nacua, A.J. Brown. See, now those are just off the dome. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jackson Smith and Jigba. There's 8 right there. I'd say Garrett Wilson and I think maybe 2 years ago Garrett Wilson, but not recently. I'd put him probably the same. Oh yeah, maybe I can't. Maybe he's 9th best wide receiver in the league. I think you could make some arguments for Chris Olave. I think you can make some arguments for yeah, there's some other guys you could argue about. I'm looking down the list. I think he's like right at 10. Malik Neighbors, yeah, that could be for sure. Devontae Smith, probably not. Jameson Williams, maybe, but probably not. I didn't say Garrett Wilson. That was Gage. That was not me. That was producer Gage. Olave is hurt better every year. He didn't say name more available wide receivers. He said name better. Pickman and Metcalf are top 10s. No, they're not. Maybe Metcalf, but not really. Exactly. That's the thing, Thomas, is like there's really nothing to base it on other than like your opinion. So we're never going to have revolutionary. Zay had better production and numbers because Malik Neighbors' quarterback was Russell Wilson and rookie Jackson Dart. Chris Olave's quarterback was Tyler Shuck. Wilson's quarterback was, who was the Jets quarterback this last year? Justin Fields? Yeah, and then Brady Cook. So it's like you can't just look at yards, man. You got to think about who's throwing the football, what offenses they're involved in. Like every single one of those guys, if they went in the Baltimore Ravens offense, they would have awesome numbers. Yeah, Malik Neighbors got hurt very early in the season. Maybe Jalen Waddle? I don't think so, but maybe. Miles says we had a backup starting the whole season. It was only like 4 games. Wasn't the whole season. Look, guys, we're arguing the same thing. Like, I think we all think that Zay Flowers is great, but I think he's arguably in the top 10. What do you think of the thought of Clowney coming back to Baltimore? Yeah, I would like that. Jadeveon Clowney. I don't think that would be bad at all. Tyreek's better than Zay? I don't know about that. But probably. I mean, maybe if he's healthy, but that's the big question mark with him. Look, Zay's a great player. I love Zay. But, I don't know, man. Extend Flowers, draft Keldrick Falk. I would not draft Keldrick Falk. I'm not a big Keldrick Falk guy. Jamie says, I don't think Hollywood is a good idea. Not into it. I agree. Do we think we have Trey Hendrickson jerseys for sale yet? Yep, he's just wearing 91. Oh, Dre Greenlaw back to San Fran. 1-year deal with the 49ers. Calais Campbell, I'd love. I would absolutely love Calais Campbell. And I would like Mekhi Lemon as well in the draft. In fact, we got our mock draft coming up very soon, and we might be taking Mekhi Lemon with the 14th overall pick if he is available. Ravens need to get younger, not Clowney. Yeah, but it's still not bad to sign veterans on small 1-year contracts. Yeah, we'll get going in a little bit. Joey Bosa. Zay needs to catch and hold on the ball. That's the thing, man. Is like that's the other thing about Zay. Is like think about how many massive fumbles he had in massive moments. I don't love that either. Norris. Campbell had 6.5 sacks and like 50 tackles this last year. So. God, the Vols suck. Oh, come on. Oh, my gosh. They're horrific. Peter Woods, don't like. What are your thoughts on having Joe, Bosa, and Trey? Also, Gage, put the hashtag Ravens up there, if you don't mind. That way they can get their questions in for a mailbag episode. Oh. This game is over. Oh, another signing. Samson Ibukam reached an agreement with the Falcons. Someone says Chase has way more fumbles. Let me check that. They lost 3 fumbles this last year. So, if you go back to last year, man, Jamar had 1. Zay had 3. I'd say Greenlaw. Stephon to the Ravens, AJ to the Ravens. Wow, nice and selfish. I like it. I want Jordan Tyson, says Dylan. Okay, you guys want to do a mock draft? If you want to do a mock draft, spam me down below in the comment section. Let me know your answer, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your answer. Do you want a Ravens mock draft? 7 round, Gage. 7 round. Spam me if you want a mock draft. Hit that thumbs up button if you want a mock draft. I hope we get denied Dennis Sutton in the first round. I don't think he's a first round guy. I think you get him in second, though. Let's go. Get those me's in there. We actually got a really good audience today. You guys are really showing out, ladies and gentlemen. Would you want to trade? Who would you want to trade for, and what would you give up? Such as A.J. Brown, giving them Rashad picks. I'd give up Rashad in a second, or even I could be convinced for Rashad in a first for A.J. Brown. All right, it is mock draft time, ladies and gentlemen. All righty, Gage, I'm ready to roll if you are. Let me get my stopwatch up. Gosh, we suck, Gage. Kicks it to Gillespie. Down to Okpara. No good. Wow. That's the worst day ever. Okay, we ready to roll? Cool. Alrighty, I'm ready when you are. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Baltimore Ravens What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. My name is Joey Petersen, and we have a very fun and special video planned for you guys today. We're going to do a mock draft like we usually do every weekend, except this one is very special. We'll be doing it live using the PFF Mock Draft Simulator, so you guys can look at the selections, look at who's available, and you guys can see who I pick at each spot in each round for the Baltimore Ravens. Of course, this one coming after the first week of free agency. Speaking of the draft, are you excited for the Ravens to have their first rounder back, number 14 overall? Because, gotta be honest with you guys, I am very excited. Cannot wait to be covering the draft leading up to it. And let's get into today's mock draft. So we will enter this, right, with the 14th overall pick. It's going to be a full 7-round mock. Gage is on the ones and twos behind the camera. And here we go with the selections. Let's get into it, Mr. Gage. All right, available at 14 is Caleb Downs, Kenyon Sadiq, Mekhi Lemon, Caleb Banks, CJ Allen, Jordan Tyson. Okay, so I see Sadiq, Lemon, Tyson, who I would really, really like to add. But that's a lot of options. Gage, let's see who's available to trade. Let's see if there's any teams that are wanting to trade with us. Teams interested. Where's the Jets' next pick? Should we risk it and move back to 21 with the Steelers? Or no? I don't want to move back 7 spots. I want to get one of those guys. So what I'm going to do, we're going to move back with the Jets at 16, okay? We're going to go 16 for 14. And we're going to see, will they throw 33 in there? I doubt it. No. Okay, what about that next pick? Let's see if they throw that in there. No, okay, what about 103? I don't want 103. Let's take 175 too. And then actually take 103 and then go ahead and take a next year's third or something like that. Third. Okay. Offer that trade. Okay. Trade accepted. Resume. Let's get back into it, ladies and gentlemen. You still got Caleb Downs available, Jermon McCoy. You don't need safety. You need a wide receiver. I'm going to pick Jordan Tyson, wide receiver out of Arizona State. I think there's a chance Jordan Tyson is the best wide receiver available in this draft. Okay, there's pick 14. So now you go to your next selection, which is pick number 45. D'Angelo Pons, very, very interesting player. Ooh, R. Mason Thomas off the edge. Now, if you didn't sign a guard in free agency, I would probably gone Chase Besantis here, but you did. So I'm going to go ahead and go with R. Mason Thomas, okay? I don't know if there's been many better edge rushers in football. When he was healthy, he was 100% dominant. And the board falls perfectly. Sam Hecht, center, Kansas State. Waste no time, Gage. Make that selection. You need help at center after everything that happened with Tyler Linderbaum going to the to the Las Vegas Raiders, $27 million a year. I'm glad you didn't pay that much money, but that does not mean we could just ignore that position. It is your turn, okay? Name a player you want the Ravens to draft down below in the comment section, okay? We are 3 picks in. We got a lot of picks left to go. You name a player you want the Ravens to draft in the comment section. All right, we enter back in to the 4th round. We are at pick number 103. So we got a center, we got a wide receiver. Okay, keep going down, Gage. Will Lee is interesting at cornerback. Zakee Wheatley as well. He didn't really test well, though, at the combine. So I'm not as interested in Zakee Wheatley. Michael Trigg at 111. What's our next pick after 103? Do we want to risk it and think that Michael Trigg's still going to be there at 115? I think I will. Okay, so go back up. Let's take Will Lee, the cornerback, get a little bit of depth at corner, and let's hope Michael Trigg's still available. Is he? Oh, we took a gamble and it did not pay off. That's okay. I don't hate Jack Indries, the tight end from Texas. Go up to the top. Carson Beck's horrible. Don't really want Bryce, a linebacker out of Oregon. Let's go ahead and get Jack. Okay. That's not a bad pick right there. I don't hate that pick at all. Okay. Now you're at 152. You got a lot of selections in here over your next little bit. So you got Devin Marshall, cornerback. That's a very, very, very intriguing selection there. In fact, I'm not going to really think twice about it. I'm going to take Devin Marshall. Then I'm going to hope Katron Allen's still available. Of course, he's not. Okay, go down a little bit more. Crown over Jeremiah Wright, not a bad option there. Guard, get yourself a little bit of depth, some younger guys. Half, not bad at safety. Let's do this. Go up a little bit. Let's go with Jeremiah Wright from Auburn. Okay? And then now you have 172 and 173, right, Gage? Okay, you got 172 and 173. I don't mind Damon Claiborne, the halfback, running back out of Wake Forest. I think you need running back pretty badly. Let's do him, and let's hope that Stroman's still there, the Notre Dame safety. Oh, you have the next pick. So let's do those two back-to-back. Let's go Claiborne, and then let's go Stroman, okay? And then that should take us to the 7th round, because you don't have a 6th-round pick, I believe. But you do have a 6th-rounder? Okay, then you have 2 7th-rounders. But real quick, what do you think is the Ravens' biggest draft need? Let me know your answer down below in the comment section. I think it's wide receivers up there. I think tight ends up there. I still think interior defensive line, edge rusher, you can make an argument. Center, you can make an argument. There's a lot of arguments to be had. Something you can't argue about is we got some awesome merch available for you guys right now at chatsports.com/mentor. You can get our Mentor is Coming t-shirts, and you can get one at a great price. Okay, $25, multiple sizes. They're comfortable. I've been wearing mine all day long. It feels great. I think it looks great. That might be tooting my own horn a little bit, but you guys agree, right? Chatsports.com/mentor will take you right to this deal, our first ever merch on the channel. That link is in the comments and description of today's show. Alrighty, back to the mock draft we go. Okay, we got Red Murdoch. I don't mind that one. I do think you need a little depth at linebacker. So let's go with Red. It's a little bit of a risk, getting a guy from a smaller school of Buffalo, but I think at this point, 6th, 7th round, you just kind of, you take some chances. A lot of times these guys don't even end up making the roster. Cole Payton, quarterback. You got Falil out of Wake Forest. I don't really want a quarterback right here. You re-signed your quarterback already. Josh Moten, that's not bad. Cornerback from Southern Miss. How many corners have we drafted? Just one? Just Will Lee? Okay. You can go ahead and get Josh Moten then. We've drafted 2. Okay, that's good. Glad you checked. Then we don't need another cornerback. Okay, keep going down then. Trevor Pena, I think that one's fine. Again, it's a 7th round. You're kind of just taking a guess and throwing a dart at this point. And then let's go ahead and get best tackle available. Let's get, at this point, let's get Falil Farmo out of Wake Forest to round out this mock draft. Let's see how PFF thought we did, okay? A- for Tyson, B+ for Mason, A for Hecht, couple of C's mixed in there, B for Marshall. I'm going to say they're probably going to grade us around a B. A lot of B's on that. B+, okay, we'll take it. But let's go back up and go top down, Gage. You traded back, picked up an extra 4th round pick and a 3rd rounder for next year. You get Jordan Tyson. I think he could be one of the better wide receivers of this class. I like him more than Carnell Tate, but the injury concern is definitely something to be wary of. But still, man, I think he's got an incredibly high ceiling. Or Mason Thomas. I think he might be the most underrated edge rusher in this class. In the 2nd, I love that. You need center help. You got center help. Best center available in Sam Hecht at Kansas State. Nice long corner with Will Lee in round 4 as well. You get some tight end help with Jack injuries. It would have been perfect if you got to get Michael Trigg in that spot. Unfortunately, you didn't. You went Devin Marshall, cornerback out on NC State in round 5, pick 152. And then you want Jeremiah Wright, some guard depth in round 5 at pick 160. Back-to-back Damon Claiborne to get some help in the running back room with Keaton Mitchell being on the run. Jalen Stroman gets a little depth in that safety room after signing Jaylinn Hawkins. And then Red Murdoch, Trevor Pena, and Fa'alili Fa'alili Fa'amoa. Kind of sounds a little bit familiar to Daniel Fa'alele. Hopefully he's a little bit better. Grade this mock draft for me, A, B, C, D, or F. You saw PFF gave it a B+. I want you guys to give it your grade down below in the comment section. That's going to do it for today's show. Go ahead and give me a follow on socials. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, youtube.com/RavensTV. That's where you'll find us every single day. All righty. Malik Muhammad. Oh, yeah. Jonathan says we didn't get a DT. You are correct. You are correct on that one. That's okay. Hey, Gage, you want to go get Coop? I saw Coop try to make his way in here. I don't know what for. Yep. Yeah, we're bad. I've never seen more of a first-round exit team in my life. Yeah, me too, Rolly. Oh, someone gave me an F. Well, that's a little mean. B-, F, C, A. I think that grade's around a B. B+, like PFF got. All right, Gage, you want to do draft targets and then mailbag? I said, you want to do draft targets and then mailbag, my friend? Let's do it, man. B-, C. All right, last segment, we are going to do some draft targets after the first week of free agency, and then we're going to pair that up with a mailbag, okay? Gage, do we have enough questions for that mailbag? I imagine we do. Yeah, go ahead and take a quick look. Tennessee Vols down big after the first half of play against Auburn. I guess not down big, down 7. Alex, ask that again, but use hashtag and Ravens together, okay? All right, Gage, are you ready to roll, my friend? All right, let's do it. First round targets coming at you right now. What's going on? What's going on, Ravens fans? Welcome into the show. We got a fun one planned for you guys. We're going to start off by giving you 5 NFL draft targets I could see the Baltimore Ravens drafting now that they've gotten their 14th overall pick back, and now that we've gotten through 1 week of NFL free agency. And then we're going to wrap up today's show with your questions, okay? You guys have tons for me after this week of NFL free agency. We open the mailbag for you guys. Cannot wait to dive into those questions. Real quick, though, make sure you are subscribed for draft content, because now that free agency is kind of getting a little bit more quiet, we turn 100% to late April to the NFL draft to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, because it is going to be a ton of fun having a top 15 pick. Latest Ravens draft news, in-depth scouting reports, positional rankings, weekly mock drafts, all 100% free right here on the show, so make sure you subscribe. I was always really excited to be getting Maxx Crosby, but there definitely was part of me I was like, man, I was really also excited about having that 14th overall pick. And so once they backed out of the trade and then, of course, signed Trey Hendrickson, I was like, sweet. Now we get to cover a really, really, really fun draft with a fun pick with a team that has a lot of holes in it, okay? So 5 Ravens draft targets for you. Number 1, Jordan Tyson. These are in no order either, okay? I do think at this point, you do need wide receiver help, okay? You got to start planning for the future past 2026 because you got to think about it. My belief is that wide receiver talent in the National Football League is like the cream rising to the top. So everybody wants to say, Joey, they just don't use Devontae Walker enough. Joey, they're just not using Rashad Bateman the right way. But the elite wide receivers in the NFL make themselves known and seen regardless of how they're being used in that offense. Do you get what I'm saying? And Jordan Tyson, man, is one of those guys. I think that Jordan Tyson's better than Cardell Tate is. I think that Jordan Tyson is a very comparable player, ceilings-wise, to Makai Lemon. Different receivers. I like the fact that Jordan Tyson is a bigger guy. I like the fact that Jordan Tyson gives Lamar Jackson something different that he's getting from Zay Flowers. The only thing that gives you a little bit of pause, obviously, is the injury history. But when you look at his route running ability, the contested catch ability, the playmaking ability from Jordan Tyson, there might not be a better all-around wide receiver in this draft. Next up is Kenyon Sadiq. Man, I have really fallen in love with this player over the last couple of months or so. Heck, I really, really liked him watching him this last year in Oregon. First off, he looks like an action figure. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Unbelievable. This dude's build looks like a football player. And hell, he plays like one too. Unbelievable. Just plays that he's making game in and game out. And they just had so many playmakers on that Oregon team, it was hard to share the sugar. So you see 560 yards, you might not think, that's not that much. But for a tight end in college football, ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot, okay? And what I love is his fit in this tight end room would be perfect. Because you signed Durham Smythe. Obviously, Charlie Kolar and Isaiah Likely, they hit the exit door. You still have Mark Andrews. You've got a really great blocking tight end in Durham. You've got a kind of probably now more blocking tight end in Mark Andrews, but also still can go out and run routes well and make plays with his hands. And then you can get a guy in here in Kenyon Sadiq that's a almost wide receiver at that spot. Okay, you have a perfect blend in that room. I think Vega Awane still needs to be discussed as a draft target for the Baltimore Ravens. I think it's less likely than it was before free agency. After you signed John Simpson to a 3-year, $30 million deal, that kind of told me that guard isn't going to be as big of a need or as big of a focus for them in the first round as it was before that. But I still think there's a chance, there's a world where you get to 14 and Lemon, Tyson, Sadiq are all gone. You see Vega right there, and maybe you trade back a couple of spots and then get him at anywhere from 17 to 20. I would not mind him one bit, man. I would not mind him one bit. There still is a question mark at the guard spot, that right guard spot. You think it's going to be Emory Jones, but you don't know. Played tackle in college. He was a third-round pick. Missed a lot of the first year because of injuries. So it's like, man, maybe they still feel like they need a starter at guard. Maybe that starter is Vega Awane. I mentioned his name already, but Makai Lemon is our 4th draft target that you need to be looking at. Wide receiver out of USC. Man, if he wasn't the size that he was, I think he would be my number 1 wide receiver in this draft. I think he actually might be my number 1 wide receiver in this draft. But I'm talking about fit for Baltimore here, and he's very similar to Zay Flowers. And so for those reasons, I think I'd rather Tyson over Lemon. But man, he gets open like the best of them. I think he is the best route runner in this class. And I think that what we've seen of guys like Jackson Smith and Jigba, Amon-Ra St. Brown, there's such a value of just being able to get yourself open in the National Football League. And Makai Lemon perfectly, is that value. And then last up, I think it's an outside chance, but Ruben Bain Jr., edge rusher out of Miami. The arms might scare some people, okay? If you did not know this, Ruben Bain measured with the shortest arms of an edge rusher since like 1999, okay? It's been a very, very long time since having a player like that. Now, the production's nothing you worry about, which is why he's still going to be a first-round pick. But I could see a few teams get a little bit scared away with the fact that they don't know if he can produce with his deficiencies with just how he's built. I don't think he'll fall all the way down to 14. But if it happened, I don't think it would be the craziest thing in the world. Name a player you want the Ravens to draft down below in the comment section. I just gave you 5 targets to look at. Ladies and gentlemen, all I'm asking is for you to just give me one, okay? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. We got more questions to get to, or I guess we got questions to get to in just a second. But real quick, got to shout out our sponsor of today's show, our great friends over at PrizePicks. And you can shoot your shot on PrizePicks and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right. PrizePicks is now giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. PrizePicks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. So don't miss this chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Pick from all your favorite sports. Anything from basketball, baseball, hockey, UFC, soccer, college basketball, tennis, golf, esports, and more. PrizePicks now has early payouts. If your player gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. There's so many things to love about PrizePicks. You know, I personally love just how easy it is to play. My wife plays it. My dad plays it. My dog would play it if she had opposable thumbs to do so. And, of course, I play it every single day. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Link to those promos in the comments and description of today's video. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Alrighty, we got a lot of questions to get to, and we're going to probably rattle these off a little quicker than usual. Who would you want to trade for? What would you give up? Such as A.J. Brown, giving them Rashad and some picks. Would not mind trading for A.J. Brown. Would not mind trading for Josh Sweat, who at the time of this video has not been traded for. If you're going to trade for A.J. Brown, it's going to be after June 1st, because if the Eagles trade him before June 1st, that's going to be a $43 million dead cap hit to Philadelphia, okay? So that's not going to happen. In my opinion, I would trade Rashad in a second, or hell, if they are stingy enough, I would think about doing Rashad in the first. But I think Rashad in a second would probably do it. My underage draft pick is Sadiq in the first, and then the third, Darrell Jackson Jr. Yeah, I like Darrell Jackson Jr. a lot, and I like Sadiq a lot. It's the reason I put him as one of my top draft targets for the Baltimore Ravens. I just think it fits the needs of this team as well. And, like, he's slotted to be, like, the 14th best player of the draft, so it's kind of perfect from a value perspective. Do you think the Ravens draft wide receivers or running backs? I do think they draft both. Keaton Mitchell's gone. I think they feel like they need some help in that wide receiver room. So I do believe that they draft both of them. Wide receiver earlier than running back, though. Draft Michael Triggs or Downs. Look, I like Downs a lot, but I just don't know. Like, drafting safety in the first round and back-to-back years, especially this year, when you just signed a really good safety and you already have Kyle Hamilton and the guy you drafted in the first round last year, like, I get it. Caleb Downs is probably the most pro-ready prospect in this draft. But I just, like, it's not the biggest need for the Ravens right now. But Michael Triggs, if you can get him in the 5th round, man, that'd be a steal. Who's the best edge rusher free agent still available? At the current recording of this video, it's Joey Bosa. I don't know if he'll still be there, though, by the time this one comes out on Saturday. Miles Pisa. Is Roger Rosengarten a franchise tackle? Should we try to get a new one? I think he is. I think Roger Rosengarten, I've got not many problems at all about Roger Rosengarten. Like, I don't know. The good thing about good tackles in the NFL is, like, you would love to have a franchise one, but franchise ones, they want to get paid. If you just have a really solid tackle, you can pay him, good money, but not like top of the market money, and it's going to be okay. Will Stephon Diggs be a realistic trade for the Ravens? Well, you don't have to trade for Stephon Diggs. You can just sign him, and I hope they don't do that. I'm over Diggs and everything that comes with him off the field. I still think we should trade for Tibbs. If you trade a 3rd, 5th round, I don't see an edge rusher in those rounds as good as him. Thoughts? I 100% agree, okay? I would trade a 4th round pick for Kayvon Thibodeau tomorrow. I really, really would. I think the Giants would do it too. I know for a fact they're shopping him. They're looking to move on from the edge rusher. I would happily welcome him to Baltimore and put him on the other side of Trey Hendrickson and same room as Mike Green. Who would you give up for Trey? Oh, we already asked this one from Bastion. Shout out to you, my friend, for getting in a question. Think we'll use assets to get a top 5 pick? No. This draft just isn't good enough to trade into the top 5 and trade up a ton of capital and assets to do so. That's going to do it for today's show. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Probably, I imagine I'll get an at-home in here sometime today, tomorrow. I just imagine there's going to be some kind of move that gets made. So make sure you guys subscribe, get those notifications on, so that way every single time we post a video, you guys can be in here hanging out with us, supporting us here at the Ravens Rundown. We appreciate all of you guys who are subscribed already. If you have not joined us, join us right now. All righty. We're going to get on out of here. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us. Nice little hour, 20-minute live show on a Thursday afternoon. Gage, I had a lot of fun. Hope you had a lot of fun as well. We sold some T-shirts, had a good time, answered some questions, did a mock draft, talked draft targets. Man, this is it was a good day. All right, Gage and I got to get out of here. We got to go. We got some more work to do, okay? So we will see you next time. Until then, shout out to producer Gage. My name is Joey Petersen. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and God bless.